Last season, the Pirates were full of disappointment and underwhelming performances. Josh Bell should be recovering from surgery, but Jung-Ho Kong has had some issues that are off the field currently, which is just another red flag for me. If the Pirates aren't doing anything come deadline time, i.e. winning, they need to trade Andrew McCutchen and just let their young guys develop while potentially getting a prospect overhaul from a team like the Giants, while Marte, Polanco, Bell, and Harrison play well at the major league level. The reason why I have them this high in the standings and winning 84 games is because I see their pitching having a bounce back year since they got rid of disappointing and non-talented pitchers. All in all, I see this Pirates team winning 84 games as long as they don't screw themselves over this season. There could be something brewing in Pittsburgh with the young players that they have, just not quite yet. Now that we've passed that giant mess that is the National League, we find ourselves discussing the playoff contenders. I see the NL wildcard spot being a dogfight once more, this time with the Dodgers replacing the Giants in that dogfight. I have some concerns about Matt Harvey and if he is still Matt Harvey, but what I don't have concerns about is the rest of the rotation. I said in my 5 Future Stars video that Noah Syndergaard might be a rare top 5 MLB player that is a pitcher, much like Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander, and other pitchers that contend for both the Cy Young and MVP awards. With that, they also have an ace caliber pitcher in Jacob deGrom, who pitches behind Syndergaard, and also Steven Matz and Robert Gesellman, who had a great end of the season last year. Combine that with a good bullpen and a lineup that can do enough to provide runs while their starters hold teams to 2 or less runs, the Mets could make the playoffs. With all this being said, the Mets made the playoffs last season with injuries to their starters and some lineup members. I don't think that will happen this time, as this time I see the Giants being on top of their games and providing less of a window of opportunity for the Mets, which is why I have them finishing at 89 and 73 and barely missing the playoffs. This team can certainly make the playoffs, I just like the next teams better this season. I'm warning all of you right now, look out for the Cardinals. Seriously, haven't we seen this before? In 2010, they won only 86 games and missed out on the playoffs. In 2011, they won 90 games and won the World Series. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. With that being said, it won't be a division title effort or an easy effort. I see the Cardinals landing a wild card spot since the Cubs are still going to be great. However, I do see 2011 potential in this team since like 2011, they made small, under the radar moves like signing Dexter Fowler and Brett Cecil in order to help some holes on their ball club. In 2011, nobody saw them coming and nobody will see them coming again. I'm not predicting a World Series title for this team, but I am saying look out because Dexter Fowler will provide a good and missing leadoff bat for them. Aledmys Diaz is an upcoming star, and the same could be said about Stephen Piscotty, and then the rest of the lineup is filled out with solid talent. As for the staff, they have a solid bullpen that can be upgradable come deadline time and a rotation that could surprise some people. Outside Carlos Martinez, I see potential bounce back seasons from the others in the rotation, and I see the Cardinals winning 89 games and coming up when no one expects them, which is 1 win less than their 2011 total. I'm just warning you right now, look out for the Cardinals. The Yasiel Puig situation is one that is pretty weird and points to potential problems with him. However, we are here to talk about what the Dodgers currently have that won't be another division title, but will be another playoff spot. Corey Seager and Jock Peterson are upcoming stars that provide most of the offense, along with Adrian Gonzalez and Justin Turner. The pitching staff will once again be the strength and be awesome for the Dodgers this season, with Clayton Kershaw, Kenta Maeda, and Rich Hill providing an awesome trio. There isn't much wrong with this team overall. The reason why I hold them back before this next team is because there is just always something about the Dodgers that I don't trust in them. They will win 92 games this season, but this is probably the whole Puig situation that leaves me less optimistic about them, along with improvements to this next team. Last season, the Giants had aspirations to win the division once more, but the lack of a closer ended up costing them the division title and almost a playoff spot. Disappointing performances from Joe Panik and Matt Duffy, along with Hunter Pence being injured, was also a cause of the Giants not finishing the season. Joe Panik is going to need to bounce back. Hunter Pence, Brandon Belt, Buster Posey, and Brandon Crawford are all going to be good bats and gloves in the lineup, and especially so if the Giants can get a guy like Andrew McCutchen at the deadline. I haven't even touched over the pitching staff yet and how both Madison Bumgarner and Johnny Cueto had an ERA below 3 and a whip below 1.1. The 1-2 punch is real in San Francisco, and the rotation is also very good. If Matt Moore and Justin Marcha perform better than number 3 or even number 4 starters, the rotation might be the best or at least a top 3 rotation in the MLB. The signing of Mark Melancon should also help now that they have a better closer that can seal the deal at the end of games, since Melancon is made to shut him down. And so because of this, I have the Giants retaking the NL West Division crown and winning 95 games this year. Something we'll need to give for this Nationals team this season. If yet again they fall short of their goal to win a World Series or at least make it to the NLCS, they should consider some improvements, as it would be the 6th season if yet again they can't make it to the NLCS. With that being said, I think that they can challenge the Cubs this year. Daniel Murphy was very good last year, and Trey Turner had a good end of the year when he received playing time. They were also able to pick up Adam Eaton via trade and Matt Wieters via free agency, which should help out the offense. Another thing that would help out the offense would be Bryce Harper being more of a 3 hitter rather than a 4 or 5 hitter by hitting not only for power but for contact also. He had a career worst batting average last season that will need to step up this season, and I think it will, since All-Stars do have at least one down year in what wasn't even really a down year. The pitching staff is the main strength of this Nats team, however. The bullpen will need to be a little more consistent, but Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Tanner Roark, Joe Ross, and Gio Gonzalez make up this awesome rotation that might be arguably the best in Major League Baseball. I look at this Nationals team and I see 98 wins. This could be the year that the Nats break through and go to the NLCS. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the Cubs. They broke their curse. They replaced Aroldis Chapman with Wade Davis. They replaced Dexter Fowler with John Jay. They replaced Jason Hamill with Brian Anderson. And they will now have Kyle Schwarber leading off, which I don't agree with. So I think the Cubs aren't invincible anymore, since I see a couple of vets taking a step back, but the young guys should make up for it in the regular season. This team is still loaded with talent and assets, which is why they still will win 100 games again this season, but we'll see if they can get through the NL again this time, now that the Giants, Nationals, and Cardinals are improved. And I want to thank you guys for all tuning in to my 2017 MLB predictions. Let me know what you thought of them. And also, before I forget, go check out rosterresource.com, because they keep you up to date on your favorite team's depth chart for NHL, MLB, NBA, and NFL. I don't know why I worded it in that order, but go check out rosterresource.com, because that's where I got most of my information, and I also got most of my information from baseballreference.com, so check those two websites out. Definitely check out rosterresource.com, and yeah, there's a lot to get to, so let me know who you think is going to turn out differently compared to my predictions. Let me know why you think my predictions are wrong, and yeah. Thank you for watching. I have been RJ West, your official voice of the A Miles Network, and I'm saying so long.